I love a buttered biscuit.
Well, you're handling that mic pretty well.
Yeah. Holy Maloney, everybody. It is so good to see you on this wonderful Sunday night. And I said that, I was gonna start bringing people in here. And I think it's only fitting that the first person we bring in here is this man with the golden.
Well, hello everybody.
And of course, I know that you guys weren't expecting it, but I always have an intro for this lovely person right here, because she just makes it so much better.
I love a buttered biscuit.
Yes, of course, it's Dictionary Diva.
Hey.
I love the fantasy that leads up to.
Hey.
I know.
I love that.
Well,
Our prodigal lady returns.
Well, she has been very, very busy, but not as busy as. And I know that you guys have been like containing yourself as much as you possibly can. Like, so hold your horses, or maybe ride them, but do not ride this lady. Welsh Lady Reads.
Hey.
Hello, everybody. This is Dictionary Diva. I have a story. How are you?
Good. Well. How you doing?
Thank you for having me.
Oh no! Thank you for coming along.
Yeah.
This is so. I was chatting with Welsh Lady Reads, and she's a member of the chat, was in the chat, and just like, hey, how's it going? And she was cracking me up so much. I was like, have you guys checked her stuff out? Because Welsh Lady Reads was killing me in the chat. And so I was like, okay, so what does she actually do? And so I click on her channel. I was like, oh my gosh, her voice is amazing. I was like, why have I not met this person? Why have I not had her on? And I will tell you guys, go check out her channel, Welsh Lady Reads. It's absolutely adorable. And of course I said, yeah, I was in Scotland like not too long ago. She goes, yeah, Scotland and Wales are not the same place.
Not the same.
Yeah.
Kind of the same.
Kind of opposite ends there. Yeah. A little bit of difference.
A little bit.
So funny. So funny. You gave such a beautiful rendition of how Scotland was such a lovely country, and the pictures don't do it any justice. I know, it's lovely, and I love it. And I'm thinking, is he having a laugh or what? And then he goes on, and then Mo in the deep end then goes, Scotland and Wales in a different country. I was gone, and it tickled me. Honestly, it tickled me. It still does. So it's Scotland now, isn't it? Scotland.
Squayland.
I love it.
Go.
I love it.
Yes.
Squayland.
Yes. Shizzy frantically studying the map of the UK. Yes. That was me.
Yes.
Like I am such an idiot.
No.
Geography's hard. Like, it's hard to know where things are.
Yeah, I mean they're only the size of like New Jersey.
We're only 3.1 million, you know.
Yeah.
It's nothing compared to the United States.
Only 340
well, yeah,
million over here, so
I lay
Hey,
you off,
the
but I
dash,
don't know
how you
what to
doing?
live you down.
Well, and so I spoke with Welsh lady in the back room, and then I invited her to come in and sit down and have a chat with her, and also invited Ballstorm, which just happened to be in Baldo, and we sit down and we talked for it was a good amount of time, and just laughing. I was like, oh my gosh, she is like the perfect addition to all
Oh,
that is
bless her.
glorious in this.
Very
awesome.
kind.
And I mentioned to her, I said, I think that you would be a great addition to hang out with the Broken Baker and have the conversation, because nobody can understand the Broken Baker in the first place.
But I'm glad it's not just me. I've been struggling.
And you
Lost
have
in translation.
I think he's great, but I've been struggling a little bit. I get every kind of third word, and then I get the dry sense of humor there, and I think, he's,
Yes.
glad I'm the only one.
And that was why I was like, she gets it. She is going to be having so much fun with this. I'm waiting for Kaiser to come back. I know he had to go take care of something, but I think what we'll do is we'll probably get this thing kicked off and rolling, because it is. I don't want to keep our channel like waiting for all eternity. We'll say hi to everybody here really quick. Got Eris. Hello.
Aaron.
Pug
cool.
She's my mod.
Nice.
Oh, awesome. So glad to meet
cool.
you. Welcome mods from Welsh Lady Reads. Got Fubar, got Sean Bird. These are some fine people right here. Yeah, of course. Hey, Jude. I like hearing your voice. Yes.
Yeah.
How could you not like hearing her voice? Oh, and I have a story.
Living the dash and Aaron Olivia.
Very cool.
And hello, Christine. Good to see you. Well, this particular one was brought together by Baldo and Kaiser Pineapple, and I have a story because they were just like, listen, we want to have like a 1940s, or 20s. I want to say it was 1920s.
Yeah, 1920s, 1930s, I think is what it was going to be, something like that.
It's going to be a gangster story.
Yeah.
I love the gangster stories. Yeah.
Oh, am I going to be in a mob?
Yeah.
You are totally in a mob now.
It's time for everything.
Oh, this
you just might be the madam of the speakeasy. You never know.
Hey, you never know. You never know.
Well, I guarantee you there is no madams of the speakeasies tonight. there is just, let's see. There we go. I think that's good. Can everybody read that?
I can read it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Looking good.
Looking very good. So this one here starts out. Now you have to understand Johnny Swift. He's a criminal. He's slick. He's sly. But he is about to make. Oh, he's about to make it go so off the rails. Let's check it out. Chapter 1: Escape and Encounter. Johnny Swift's, his heart pounded like his rib cage like a relentless hammer as he slipped through the shadow blanket alleyways of the bustling city. He could still hear the frantic shouts of the agents on his trail, their murky silhouettes flickering under the stuttering streetlights. But Lady Luck must have been perched upon his shoulder, for he wore the night like a cloak, and every corner turned it became his ally in the art of escape. A sly grin unfurled across Johnny's lips as he took a moment to appreciate the thrills of his harrowing evasion. To think just an hour ago he'd been cornered, with a swarm of agents led by the tenacious Agent Thompson breathing down his neck. Yet here he was, a ghost amongst the night embrace, soul too slippery to gasp.
The clamor of pursuit dwindled into the distance as Johnny distanced himself from the immediate threat. His breath heaved, the cool night air chilling the sweat that graced his brow. But the night was young, and the risk fresh. He needed to transform, to become someone new, someone unrecognizable. As fate would have it, the amber glow of a single shop caught his eye, a beacon in the storm of predicaments. It was an inconspicuous dress shop, its window display adorned with the gowns of varying styles and eras. The modest sign above read, Clara's Dress Shop. It was perfect. He approached the dashing, clean lines of sophistication and glanced through the large pane of the glass. Inside, rolls of sumptuous fabrics and garments bloomed like a garden of silk and satin.
With a glance over his shoulder to ensure his pursuers were out of sight, Johnny knocked on the door, a soft, urgent rap. Moments later, a figure emerged from the back room. Clara Beaumont stood before him, a vision of elegance with warm brown eyes that assessed him curiously from under the arches of neatly pinned chestnut waves. She was an angel of the fabric, and Johnny wasted no time in pleading his case, laying bare his desperate need for a new attire that would help him blend into the tapestry of the city's elite. Clara studied Johnny with interest. Something about his charismatic stranger piqued her curiosity. Was it his urgent request, or the thrilling danger that seemed to dance in his sharp blue eyes? Regardless, she was captivated, and, sensing the opportunity for adventure, she motioned Johnny inside with a beckoning gesture.
Sounds pretty hot. Come inside, big guy.
I miss that voice.
Oh, Lordy.
Now I don't feel so awkward when I grow.
I can't do it.
Can't stop.
I can't start a sentence and then not get interrupted. God damn it.
Sorry.
You're so weird. I don't know what it is. Oh, jeez. Once safely ensconced. All right. Treaty. Eyes flickered with a mix of skepticism and intrigue as he spun his tale on much more than just an escape, but a partnership could profit both of them. The night was still, save for the heartbeats of the two newfound conspirators in the dress shop that bordered on a line between ordinary and the precipice of something truly extraordinary.
Am I chapter 2?
Yes.
Okay,
Just
then.
read
I don't do
two-
accents, just this
Yeah,
one.
just do 2 paragraphs.
Yours is
and
perfect.
Good.
Pass it on.
You just do your voice. That sounds good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're up to. Okay, chapter 2, proposal and persuasion. Clara, though initially resistant to the notion of aiding and abetting a probable felon, found herself beguiled by Johnny's audacious plan, and perhaps a smidge by Johnny himself. He leaned against the counter with the casual ease of a man not entirely unused to negotiate in dire straits. It's an album, it was the band. Albeit usually less sartorial in nature. He flashed, it heard a grin that had no business being as endearing as it was, no business, and unfolded his scheme. Consider it an investment. Aid me with your needle and thread, and the return shall line your pockets with enough green to make this entire shop blush with envy.
Love it.
Absolutely.
It was a ludicrous proposal. Clara knew that she should shoo him out the door and return her to the peaceful life of emliness and sleeve cuffs. And yet there was something in his reckless confidence that spoke to a part of her soul long buried beneath yards of taffets. The loot, you say? Clara inquired, her curiosity piqued like a cat presented with the pudding pop. I mean, with a particularly plump canary. Same thing. Johnny's smirk widened as he nodded as though they were partners in planning a garden party rather than going to the next room to do picture pages.
God bless you,
he's
Storm.
swift.
How y'all doing?
Yeah, doing good.
Yay.
You all Storm come creeping
Got
in.
Ball and
just-
Bill back.
Where'd I have a story?
Sorry it's been so long. I had to go to the store to pick up some milk.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure. You
Cigarette.
sure
At
wish
least
you
you came
were going
back.
there to
heard that one before.
At least you came back. Unlike
I know. That's about to be where I failed.
I was waiting for who was going to be the first to do the really weird, funny voice, and well, thank you,
Yes.
Paul Storm.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah,
Now I have free license to lean into it.
Exactly.
Oh,
been a while.
So in the end, Clara could no more resist the call of adventure than she could resist the finest silk slut. She was a master seamstress, a weaver of dreams and fabric and lace and all the dirty things that go on her face. And here was her chance to stitch together a masterpiece that would truly be worn to great effect, with a conspiratorial gleam lighting those dark brown eyes. She extended her hand to shake on it. Oh, I don't know.
I bet she was shaking it.
Grabby little girl.
My goodness.
Deal, she declared, a mix of dread and exciting, making her pulse dance a little jitterbug. But should you double cross me, Mr. Swift, I assure you I can make a neck tight enough to make a man reconsider all his life choices up to that point. Damn, girl, getting
Brett knew a good time.
Getting a little saucy.
Yeah, she sounds like a good time.
Some handcuffs and batteries and jumper cables.
Oh my.
Get
Oh
this
my.
party going here.
Oh my. Oh my.
Little leather choke collar.
Well, go ahead and
Generally,
read.
just go
Go
on.
ahead and read 3 on this one, and finish out the one into transformation and transition, because those are some pretty short paragraphs.
Oh.
Johnny chuckled, the rich sound and warm, mingling with the scent of fresh textiles. My dear Claire, this will be a short story. We'll tell it with pride, should we ever be in the clear to tell it. Their handshake sealed the pact, threads of destiny weaving a new pattern, the needle of risk poised to pierce the fabric of their lives. Chapter 3. Transformation and Transition. Johnny's stubble was out of place in Clara's dress shop as a bull in a ballet. With every tick-tock from the petite mantel clock, the tension mounted. Clara set to work with the stealth of a cat burglar, secreting away shimmery fabrics of befitting a gentleman of an extraordinary caste. A caste that Johnny was about to infiltrate with the subtlety of a fox entering the henhouse.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, but he was about to enter something.
Right
The
in
doors
there.
were open too.
Mhm.
So, how much are you regretting your life choices that led you to this point yet?
I love it.
Just wait. Just wait. It's gonna go worse.
Okay.
Hey, we warned her on Friday. It's all good.
We have fun here.
He's good with it.
Yeah.
Oh, Lordy.
The shop, draped in rolls of brocade and taffeta, kept the secret of Johnny's impending transformation under layers of silken threads and whispered insecurities. In discreet corners, rich velvets and sleek satins sparkled, eager to cloak Johnny in the guise of nobility. Clara, with her expert fingers dancing over the
Expert's fingers?
Yeah.
What was Expert's fingers doing in there?
Little sausages? What?
Clara used expert's fingers to dance over the textiles. Becoming a magician, sewing a lady in half without the patronizing tone and equally appalling cheap tricks. There was a method to her madness. The colors she chose were vibrant, but not loud, enough to command attention, yet not enough to beckon scandalous gossip.
We like the scandalous gossip,
That's right.
especially when the expert's involved.
Expert's fingers, yes.
Expert's fingers.
A little weird.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh boy. Here we go.
You got it.
I gotta give him a moment here.
You can do it. You can do it.
Then he does Elmo.
You can do it.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, I wasn't
Yeah.
going for Elmo, but I guess as long as we're here.
But thrifty she must be. Clara and Johnny venture to market under the guise of a romantic couple, exchanging furtive looks and concocting a plan that would make Bonnie and Clyde nod in approval. With charm unknown and passing Casanova, Johnny wooed the merchants. His eloquence discounted prices like Moses parting the Red Sea. It was delightful for the witness Johnny, even unfettered by his high society rules, could swindle a gold coin from a miser's fist. And Clara, she played the doting lover, eyes wide with fabricated innocence, admiration pouring from her as if from a fountain of guileless affection. Emma doesn't know what half of that means. I need Cookie Monster to translate.
I don't know. She was stitching down in the lower half of his body. That may be why she was getting her eyes all excited. There's some guileless affection there.
I got distracted. Sorry.
Yeah, you'll lose your place. It's
Easy to
all
do
right.
here.
Yeah.
Is my face going off my avatar? I don't know what happened to it, man. I said
that's where
that
you
over
are.
with you, Shizzy, didn't I? I did it.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, it's disappeared on me. I don't know if I did. It might mess this up, and I don't want to. Right, so I'm back in the sanctuary, yes?
Yes.
But yeah,
Yes.
back in the sanctuary. Back in the sanctuary of the seamstress, there were measurements to take. So many measurements.
Ooh.
Yes. He was measuring it. Diameter.
John could seduce a shadow. But even if he felt the fumbling uncertainty of a schoolboy reciting poetry, when Clara's tape measure glided across his rogue's physique,
Yeah, it is.
then Clara extracted.
Because size matters.
It effing matters.
Yes, it does.
Breathe in, Clara instructed, her lips upturned in a knowing smile as she navigated around yawns and stretches calculated to disconcert. The measure, it seemed, wasn't just for the cloth, but for Johnny's nerve.
What
Oh,
nerve
We
was
call it now.
measuring?
I didn't know that's what we
Um,
called it. Is that slang?
I guess we call it a nerve now.
slang.
No.
Hmm.
As the wardrobe emerged from the chrysalis of Claire's making, Johnny's amusement bubbled up. Each vest, coat, and trouser was a marvel. A cocoon spun from relentless optimism and dancing anticipation of a farce played straight-faced. There was laughter stitched into every hem, a jest waiting to burst forth underneath the scrutiny. That's right. That's right. Under the scrutiny of a well-to-do peacocks they sought to swindle. And swindle they would. For the pieces coming to life beneath the hem of Clara's sewing machine weren't just garments. They were armor. They were charm. They were subterfuge woven with the finest of spider silks.
Meow.
Longing to break out of that denim prison.
That's right.
Oh, yes. Johnny, of course.
Denim leather.
Scoundrel soon found himself admiring more than just the cut of his new suits. He was looking at Clara with that resolute flash in her brown eyes. It was a puzzle wrapped in a damn it, hemmed in a mystery. She ironed out the wrinkles of their scheme. Her laughter was just warming him up. It was tailored just for him. For every fitting and refitting, each cuff and collar crisply ironed. Each bout of laughter chased away by the creeping shadow and the job of her head. Giving head. What? She was giving head.
Of the job ahead.
Job ahead.
You almost had it, Shizzy. You almost had it.
Almost.
So close.
Jeez. Johnny and Clara found themselves not just crafting a new identity, but just rubbing a transformation to the very essence of possibility into a silhouette shaped like hope. But it was more like she was wearing less and less each time that his eyes undressed her. As any reputable common man knows, hope is the best kind of con there is, and he was hoping to get in them draws.
And subtlety just went out the window.
Gone.
Chapter 4. Learning the lapels. In learning the ways of the elite, Johnny discovered that high society was less about wealth and more about who could best feign indigestion over caviar, or who could bore the company with the most boorish tales of European travels. Clara stepped into the role of professor in the elegant university of mannerisms, coached him with the patience of a saint and the sternness of a drill sergeant. I'm sure she did.
Mm-hmm.
Now remember, Pinky, up when you sip your tea. It's frivolous. It's ridiculous. But so are we. Clara would jest, each lesson an exercise in refinement, and more importantly, in not snorting. Rare was the glimpse of Clara's past, but when it surfaced, it was achingly human, a dalliance with the high society gone awry, a love lost to a misplaced trust. It flickered in her eyes, a spark buried beneath decades of collected dust and cobwebs in her hoo-ha. And Johnny, con man supreme, ached to blow away the cobwebs and let it ignite once again.
Shizzy, I want organization,
I
bud.
see. I was on
Yamaha,
the right
you gotta
track.
warn me before you do that voice, man.
I knew that's where it was headed.
Yes.
We're on the right track.
You are.
How's your
Blow out those
monetization,
cobwebs.
Shizzy?
Always good.
Oh, look, the dollar sign's gone.
It was only a matter of time.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
But back to our gentleman in the making. There were countless mirror rehearsals, silver spoons transformed into practice props, and social faux pas into side-splitting gags. The soup spoon, Johnny, for the love of decency, the soup spoon.
But I used my tongue. Why? Why do I need to use a soup spoon? I just use my tongue.
That's not what it's called, my dear.
Each chuckle woven with seriousness, each smile carrying the weight of their precarious charade. They spun the yarn of Johnny's backstory with a novelist's care, but with a laugh track of a live audience waiting in the wings. If they pulled this off, it would be the greatest jest the city had ever seen. If.
Ooh.
The spoon, Johnny.
That's not what we call it, my dear.
That is not a spoon. That is actually my tongue. I'm sorry.
It better not be a Welsh love spoon. That's all I can say.
I have to learn.
Oh, please educate.
Oh, you're gonna have to tell us what a
Tell us
Welsh
about
love
the
spoon is.
Welsh love spoon.
Traditional Welsh spoons, nothing kinky in it, mind. But but the way that was done, then yes.
I'm intrigued.
Oh, Lord.
I'm intrigued now. I want to Google it.
Ooh, we need to learn more about these Welsh spoons.
Yeah.
I'm feeling weird about having to finish out that one after all. Everybody's like bringing on their sexy voice. I mean, I guess I'm going to have to up my A game. I guess I'll just have to go ahead and bring out, the best I've got.
Do it. Go it for it. Do it.
I knew Clara would excite you. I just
A
knew it.
clock, always ticking, always tucking, was the drum beat to their burlesque. The gala approached with it the dance of destiny. So Johnny masked himself with a facade of pumping while Claire's mysterious past stitched the background with a bittersweet thread, waiting to be unraveled. Chapter 5, Masquerade and Mingle. Oh yeah. Dig it. In stark contrast to Clara's tessellated bastion of fabric and finesse, the 1930s New York Gala was the playground for the perniculously posh, swarmed with the sort of characters who wouldn't recognize real work if it spilled their martini, with candelabras that flicker like the smug smiles around them, and a chandelier casting prismatic judgments from above. Johnny swanned into the ballroom. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Macho Man loves reading these stories.
Adjusting the lapels of his newly minted attire, he was the spitting image of the gentleman he'd only ever picked pockets of. Clara, beaming with pride of a puppeteer who's crafted her marionette to perfection, whispered from behind the concealing swaths of her own evening gown, "Go on, mingle." He had always been a man of considerable charm. You've got to watch their mind, ladies. But layered now in legitimacy, Johnny was a force of charismatic gravity. As he traversed the waxed floor, guests gravitated towards him, ensnared by the gravitational pull of his supposed blue-blooded elegance.
Oh, that wasn't just elegance.
No, I like for the floor to be waxed. Anyway.
Oh my God.
It makes it interesting.
Is that the Rochester air? One lady murmured into her companion's ear. "Married," replied another, spirals of steam emerging from the rumor mill that had just cranked into operation. All too aware of the prying eyes and wagging tongues, which contributed to the ball's rustling soundscape. Like leaves in a noisy breeze, Johnny navigated the throng with savoir-faire. But little did he know his tale. Agent Thompson prowled the periphery, looking behind pillars and potted palms with the enthusiasm of a child in the game of hide and seek, only with far more at stake.
Mom!
Oh, it's a daily path!
I was doing the occasional meow, hoping that he would just be like, no, kitty.
Oh, I heard.
Bad kitty! Naked baby!
Cat has been dealt out.
I know some kitty that's spending the night with mommy tonight. He even walks like him, Thompson muttered to himself. Indeed, the transformation was such that Thompson might have walked straight past Johnny. He had been less dogged, with a touch more human. The agent's gray eyes narrowed as he watched the newly minted socialite. His clue radar is honed as the edge on his fedora, which was angular enough to slice through his suspicions. Johnny's task within this masquerade was twofold: don the mask of affluence while excavating the intel about his precious loot's hiding place. He found himself oscillating like a little fan between chatting about the horrors of yacht maintenance. Oh, the woes, I'm sorry. Horrors. The barnacle is not just difficulty for bonds, but the crabs are just as bad. And fending off old endearing women with their brooches as aggressive as their matchmaking. Thanks.
Clara watched from a corner, a lookout and a loyal co-conspirator, admiring his jaunty jiving among the high society's elite. Together, they formed a duet of deception, waltzing to the melody of mendacity, and as they hoodwinked a room full of unwitting aristocrats. Yet, as the evening waned and Ming vases looked less dusty than the conversations, they knew they were in the eye of the gathering storm. A storm Agent Thompson was intent on brewing into a tempest. Chapter 5. Masquerade and Mingle. Beneath the crystal chandeliers that dripped opulence like a leaky faucet, Johnny Swift, the conman turned faux aristocrat, took to the polished floors of the high society gala with a certain light-footed grace that could only be attributed to his past escapades of evening capture. The room echoed with the sound of orchestral string and polite velvety laughter, the kind that rolled smoothly off silk gowns and tuxedo lapels.
That's not all rolling off the gowns.
There's a lot of dripping going on in that room.
A lot of dripping there.
And a waxy floor.
Oh, dear.
Better get you a pan, big boy. Get all that.
I'm seeing body casts and crutches.
Clara.
I got some broken stuff.
Standing a fair distance and camouflaged by the sea of extravagant attire, watched her protege from under thick lashes and a hat that was only slightly less extravagant than the chandeliers. She exhaled a relieved yet anxious puff of air through ruby lips as Johnny skillfully navigated conversations and danced with the ladies who had more diamonds than sense.
Meow.
The gala's grandeur was a sight seldom seen by all but New York's creme de la creme. Towering ice sculptures, which seemed to represent various stages of look what I can afford, glistened amidst trays of champagne that were as bubbly as the guests imbibing it. Waiters wearing bow ties tighter than a miser's purse strings wove through the crowd with hors d'oeuvres tastefully arranged on silver platters, looking as if they might dash off into a race at the slightest start.
All right.
That was a lovely accent, that was. Sounded familiar.
Isn't she great?
Yeah, see, between these two, we could do a real good fantasy story. Between Diva's Irish and our Welsh lady here. Of course, I'll just be the fucking green dragon because that's the apex of my life now.
Well,
Hey,
you know,
I would much rather.
You love it.
I do.
Green dragon.
If
all
nothing
day
else,
as long
that's
as
right.
they- in despair.
I couldn't care
With,
less.
with just you and your friend Andy.
And Andy DeFrank. That's right. He's still waiting at the bottom of the hill. Good old Andy. Andy DeFrank.
Okay, sir.
Alrighty. Meanwhile, Agent Harold Thompson circumvented the perimeter of the ballroom. In his consuming quest to catch the charming criminal, he indulged in crumbs and clues as if they were the aforementioned hors d'oeuvres. Oh, wait, sorry, that's hors d'oeuvres. I'm sorry. His determined eyes flickered behind his not so inconspicuous fedora, searching for Johnny's telltale slip-up. Johnny, in his element, was not totally immune, but to the bitterness of danger, breathing down it. God damn it, Bobby, shut up.
Damn it, Bobby.
Oh, Johnny, in his element, was not totally immune to the bitterness of danger, breathing down his neck, kept his wits as sharp as the creases of his trousers. Each laugh, each friendly pat on the back from the aristocratic bachelors, and each fluttering fake eyelashes batted in his direction was part of an extravagant dance, a masquerade, where the only truth was the weight of the secrets stitched into the very fabric of his tailored suit. I'm Hank Hill, and I approve this message.
That was good. That's a good Hank.
Good. That was a good Hank.
Hill.
Flapping fake eyelashes. Baker's wandering around in there somewhere.
Jamie here?
Maybe that crazy Viking Dane would show up somewhere.
I think I need to amend my Hank Hill somewhat to be like, God damn it, Baker.
Damn it, Bobby.
Well, don't start with me now. I just might have to whip it out and just whip it out. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know how that's how that works, Boomhauer.
I just told her how you just slap that
time.
down on the backside and you just slap it down and you roll it out, and then she just looks at it twice and says, "Mm-hmm."
I tell you about the time the FBI showed up at my doorstep.
Yes, Dale, you've told us 100 times.
All you gotta do is just whip one out, and they just walk away, and all you gotta do is just slap one in the face, and he don't do nothing.
Yep.
Welsh lady is like, what are they talking about?
What
is this?
These guys are so weird. I'm never coming back.
You just say we're weird?
I'm staying in, what are we calling it? Swatland?
Yeah.
Squayland. Get it right now, man. Squayland.
Squayland.
Okay, chapter 6, A Dance with Danger. Right. Wrapped in a suit that fit like a conspiratorial whisper, Johnny moved with a chess player's precision among the dance floor of kingpins and queens. The grand ballroom, with its walls that spoke in hushed golden undertones and floors as mirrored and reflective as a still lake, was now his stage for a performance where misstep could mean mayhem. He had taken the hand of Mrs. Havisham. How'd she end up in you? Mrs. Havisham.
I know, she's in Dickens. What's happening?
That's a good question.
Well,
time travel. Time travel.
That makes sense.
She don't want to ride some of that.
No, you don't. I don't know how to pronounce this one, but I'll try it anyway. A dowager or a dowager?
Dowager.
That works.
Whichever
Yeah.
way you say it.
Thank you. A dowager, we'll go with that one
I
then.
like that better.
A dowager with a reputation to talk the sun to sleep and the moon to wake. As they twirled, he nodded and hummed in agreement to her ramblings, his sharp eyes dissecting the room for whispers of his loop's location. His emerald necklace bobbed in agreement, as if affirming the authenticity of his gaze.
I bet it was bobbing.
I don't know about the dowager reputation, but I hear the slight wafting sounds of a cougar.
Well, you would know.
Come on, youngin. Let's
Oh.
get going.
Come to shoot him.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. I am sorry. Johnny's mind twisted and spun more intricately than the dance's steps. Each dip and dive, whatever, he felt the tantalizingly close pull of his ultimate goal. The information he needed danced beyond his fingertips. But just as soon as the strings of the orchestra swelled, oh my goodness, so did the looming presence of Agent Thompson.
Why was Thompson swelling?
He's getting a little excited.
I do not know.
It might be the music. He was getting his groove on.
He is.
Well, maybe.
He's
Well, obviously, the ballroom's uninvited metronome of justice keeping time with his own agenda. That looks like with her. Anyway, Clara, from her quiet corner of observation, watched the scene unfold like a play of which she was the director. We do not have any more sugar for that Kool-Aid. Her heart hopped a jitterbug with every covert glance she exchanged with Johnny. Dangerous little contraband moments that bubbled with thrill. Johnny's performance was seamless, but the risk was a partner that never missed a step. Excuse me, I'll be right back. Put some water on it. Where you got no milk? Put some water on there. You be all right.
As the evening waned, Claire's eyes locked on to John. Charlie avoided Thompson's gaze by hiding behind the stage lamp. It's full of airs, the balloon animals that could have been a far less extravagant affair. At that moment, on the precipice of peril, their partnership took a turn, dancing a too dangerous two-step towards something far more perilous than any lumen lawman. Oh, there was some genuine emotion. As the clock
Yes, child.
marched on, he was realizing that the gala wasn't only a trap he had wandered into. Oh, he was getting his sexy on. His captain was no longer just the pursuit of Agent Thompson. No, dude. He was after that binding allure of Clara Beaumont. With every shared secretive smile and suppressed quip and flash of those
So suppressed
little eyes and luscious lips, Johnny, he was dancing with that dangerous little devil. It was like dancing with the devil in the pale moonlight. Johnny, oh, it was a tempo that quickened his pulse more than any chase ever could, because he was going to get some of that.
What happened with the show?
She was old news.
Yeah.
He kicked her to the curb as soon as he got those diamonds off her necklace, and he gave her a pearl necklace in exchange.
Hit the bricks, honey.
Hit the bricks. Here's a pearl necklace. See you. I'll take the diamonds.
Chapter 7, Loves and Loyalties. The echoes of the gala's grand orchestra swirled around Johnny and Clara like a silken cloak as they stood enveloped in the sumptuous shadows of the secluded alcove. Clara's fingers played a precarious dance on the lapels of Johnny's well-tailored jacket. Her handiwork.
Jacket that she was playing with.
That's her handiwork, all right.
The lake ball in the corner pocket. Yep. Meanwhile, Johnny's eyes, those pools of renegade blue, flirted with the danger of drowning in the chestnut depths of Clara's gaze. Johnny, this is madness, Clara whispered, the tremor in her voice betraying a cocktail of fear and exhilaration. With every second we linger, you risk your neck for that blasted loot. We could just run now. Leave it all behind.
Ladies and gentlemen, Vera DeMilo.
I'm still not over the pale necklace. I'm sorry. What is this?
You want an extra pearl necklace? What?
It brings all the boys to the
only
yard.
gives so many per day.
You have one, and you have one, and you wait a minute.
How many you giving out?
Don't run out of
Get
pearls.
me in trouble.
My goodness. Did you take some medicine before the show? What?
Depends on how much vitamin E I can get my hands on.
that Viagra, it doesn't tell you that 3 hours you're supposed to deflate it at that point in time. I didn't
I'm
understand.
sorry. I thought it was 4 hours.
It is 4.
Well, it just depends. Whenever you walk around through a park, it tends to show.
That's not a pigeon, honey.
They don't appreciate it too much, especially when they're walking your dog. It's weird.
Excuse me, sir.
I had to
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Especially when dogs like to sniff.
Can I pet that dog?
Well, I was walking the dog, and I had to put the leash somewhere while I smoked a cigarette.
Officer, clearly this is all a misunderstanding.
Well, I knew one day those kegels would pay off.
Oh my God. Y'all.
Dad.
Clara's proposition hung in the air, a delicate bubble of hope, threatened by the piercing reality of their situation. Yet, even as the specter of Agent Thompson loomed over them like an unwanted chaperone at this illicit rendezvous, Johnny couldn't help but be distracted by the sweet irony that he, a master of escapology and grand theft, was now trapped, not by handcuffs, nor by the confines of a prison cell, but by the earnest plea in Clara's eyes.
She didn't want the pearl necklace too.
I've never longed so much to be a prisoner.
Run away with me, Johnny, she urged again, her voice a siren's call wrapped in velvet. Oh, how the tables had turned. Here was Johnny Swift, con man extraordinaire, fumbling his way through a heist of the heart. The loot tucked away in a labyrinth of safe rooms and guarded secrets. now seemed a trivial prize compared to the allure of Clara Beaumont.
Damn it, woman. What have I told you about using that voice?
I can use another one. I mean, next time I'll read it in a different voice.
Going. We were just.
Don't
we were
stop.
just,
I'm just, I'm cool. I'm vibing.
You're vibing. Well, turn it off before the batteries run out, Kaiser.
Well, Holly needs a shower.
Not that jackass.
It doesn't matter. You could use that voice too, Diva. I'd still tell you to take me roughly in the barn.
Well, come on, honey. Let's just saddle up. I mean, it's all right. I've got the saddle soap.
It just reminds me of that Garth Brooks song.
Yes! Yes!
There you go.
Yes!
She taught me some lessons.
She had a need to feel the thunder.
That's right.
It's lightning from the sky.
I learned something in school that day.
Burning both into the night.
Oh, Lordy.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I guess I'm going to have to go ahead and do this.
Come on, Kaiser.
Okay.
Johnny's grin impressed as everything and stretched him across his lips.
And let old Thompson spoil the party? Never. Besides, that would a high society dame like you do with a rogue like me on the lamb, eh?
Clara rolled her eyes and just knew that endurance. It could have sent the most stoic statues down the feet of giggles.
Flatterer.
She chided, though her cheeks bloomed with telltale blush.
Focus, Johnny. We have a window of opportunity before Thompson and his goons turn this shindig into a free-for-all manhunt.
Johnny said with a mark of solemnity.
But you see, my dear, it's just a loot kept me here, skirting the edge of capture with every tick of the ornate ballroom clock.
He leaned in, his voice a conspiratorial murmur. The twinkle in his eyes revealed the playfulness of a child tiptoeing toward the unguarded cookie jar. Put the cookie down.
It's not a tumor.
He's not a tumor.
Who's your daddy and what does he do?
It's you, Clara Beaumont. You've become my most precious gem. The loot is but a shadow in comparison.
Now, see, I understood all of that. That's fabulous. Well done, Kaiser.
Yeah, well, I got to bring out Arnold at some point.
That's right.
Go ahead and read the next three.
Okay, I'll go ahead and finish it out.
No.
Oh,
the Welsh lady. Read the next
three.
Yes.
Right. I can do that. Clara's breath hitched, and for a moment, the raucous laughter and clinking of high society glasses faded to nonsensical background noise. The air between them crackled with a tension fit to snap. A tension woven from the threads of unsaid words and uncharted futures. With one last lingering glance, Johnny leaned back, a rogue knight bowing before his queen. I suppose, no matter the heist, the greatest prize is the one you've never planned for.
I'll plan for it.
That alcove of intimacy, the gala marched on in ignorant bliss, a masquerade of masks, a merriment that could at any moment dissolve into chaos. And as the unseen pendulum of fate swung back and forth, the conclusion of this evening's cape ballooned, teetering on the brink of love and loyalty. Darling, Darren.
You can call me darling, that's fine.
Never called me by my name, so.
Hello, darling. Teetering on the brink of love and loyalty, daring them both to take the leap.
Ooh, I'll be jumping like a kid on a haunted roof.
Frog.
Just
Provoke.
All right, sinners, I want y'all to gather round.
Oh,
Chapter
yeah.
8, Chase and Challenge. You can practically hear the clinking of champagne flutes freeze in midair, you bunch of sinners.
I feel my sins washing away.
The whatever on the grand piano hit with a screeching fortissimo. I said it was screeching. It was screeching. It was a screeching fortissimo. And the society dames clasped their pearls with such a force. Even the oysters felt it.
Oh,
the gala, a veritable feast of finery and furs, was abruptly soured by the ill-timed entrance. It was ill-timed. I say he had it poorly timed. It was the worst time he could possibly do it. Entrance of Agent Harold Thompson and his posse of lawmen, storming the scene like a terribly dressed party crashers. I want every exit covered. I don't mean stand by the doorway. I don't mean watch people rush out the windows. I want every exit covered. Bellowed Thompson, his voice ricocheting off the gilded walls, bouncing past the crystal candelabras, doing a neat little two-step around the Petite's Falls before smacking. He was smacking. I'm telling you, congregation, he was smacking every eardrum in the vicinity. Can I get an amen?
Can I get a witness?
Can I get a witness?
Oh, my.
Oh.
Well now, Johnny now more harsh than tortoise locked eyes with Clara across the room. When her gaze was Morse code of mischief, and SOS mixed with the rye, follow my lead.
No.
With a grace that would pull most gazelles to shame, they wove through the brocade and the bravado. Socialites and snitches falling away like autumn leaves before a German gust of their escape. In a flourish of movement, Johnny was a whisper of apologies and excuse me. His mustache twitching with the glee of an Olympic sprinter on the final stretch.
Ow!
Clever with the dress of cascade of clever distractions. Behind her fingers, they were brushing against the fabric like a conspirator caress, confirming the seams of their plan.
That's your chocolate, everybody. That's your chocolate.
That's your chocolate.
That's your chocolate for you. Coming at you live.
That boy good.
Down from the south side of Atlanta, where I rub one out just for you, ladies, because you need a new pearl necklace better than the diamond ring that you got on your finger. Tell me, Andy. Tell me about this.
Very bluesy that was, Shizzy. Very bluesy.
I felt like I just had an experience.
Yes, you did, brother. Yes, you did.
Well, they zigzagged through the ballroom to a battlefield. A secret score playing just for them amidst the cacophony. The chase, as the anthem in D minor naturally. Around the grand staircase they danced, under the suspicious nose of the oversized Cupid statue. Did it just wink? Down a tapped street hallway, so long you'd think the architect was compensating for something. Breathless, heartbeats syncopated with their steps. They found solace in a narrow alcove, cloaked in shadows and overdue cleaning. Kind of like them cobwebs we talked about earlier. Claire's eyes were aligned with the thrill. I'm sure they were. A chuckle, a bubbly counterpoint to the clatter and clamor they had left behind. Miss Beaumont, your finesse never ceases to amaze, Johnny gasped. Still grappling with the repercussions of choosing a three-piece suit for an athletic endeavor. And at the bottom of the stairs, there was Andy. And the train.
Oh, that kills me. It kills me every time.
Well, and Mr. Swift, Claire replied, smoothing her hair back into the semblance of order. You're positively incorrigible. The word hung between them, an affectionate tag for the tableau they'd become. Meanwhile, the loot, pristine and untouched as the plate of asparagus quiche, left abandoned on the buffet table, awaited its chapter in their escapade. But for now, it was just about them, the chase, the challenge, and a gallant dash towards an uncertain future. Gallows humor in tow.
What were they towing gallows?
What were they doing that
Why do
for?
they keep towing gallows? I don't understand.
I thought this said something about scissoring. That's what I read that. I misunderstood what this next one was.
I'm starting to wonder what they meant about asparagus.
Well,
what was that supposed to mean?
I don't know. It was an asparagus quiche.
That sounds just awfully hideous.
Was that quiches or
makes it
quiche?
easy for tracking.
I smell something, don't you?
And the gallows, well, if you're hung,
Something's burning.
Why are you getting hung in the gallows? I
I
mean,
need to go see a doctor.
if you're hung before you went to the gallows, or you hung more when you get out of the gallows. I don't understand.
Miss Claire, I done got hanged. Oh, yes, you did.
They said you was hung, and they was right.
They was right.
They was right.
And that toilet is cold and deep.
Oh, Lordy.
Almost lost a $400 hand cart.
Come on, boys. He's like, you act like it's 120 degrees.
Can't be no more than 114.
Oh, anyway. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. Like chapter 9, Revelations and Risks. Whoa. Clara's stitching scissors gleamed under the shifting moonlight that had decided to make its grand entrance through the now ajar skylight of the hideout.
I told you it was going to be scissoring.
Yep, he was right.
A speck of moonbeam, sounds like my ex-girlfriend, playing in this previous party crash, landing right next to the blade and cast elongated shadows, one for each pass Clara had neatly hemmed into oblivion. That's deep, bro. But shadows, much like tax collectors and in-laws, had a pesky habit of showing up unannounced at the most inopportune and not righteous of times. Johnny paced the dim light, cramped space, which was less of an elegant boudoir and more of a sorry, my pet raccoon has a thing for Baroque aesthetics, type of mess. His paced steps were restricted not only by the room, but the great revelation he faced. Each step forward represented his resolve, and each step backward, his lingering doubt. Whoa. Clara, meanwhile, sat atop a pile of fabric scraps that felt a lot like the remnants of her once carefully guarded past. Dude.
Deep.
Yeah. Carefully guarded.
I was going more for Keanu Reeves, but
Sorry, Kaiser. I have to tell you something. No,
if I was really trying to go for Beavis and Butthead, I'd just try and bring out this voice.
Yeah. Kind of a crappy accent. In the middle.
Shut up.
Leave me alone.
Oh.
Leave me alone. I got fire.
Am I at the top?
Yes.
I gotta go top.
You're at the top.
Yes. You're at the,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can get on top.
Started.
Meow.
Oh my.
Wow.
Oh my.
Clara, Johnny started, his voice a mixture of whispered conspiracy and the fervour of a travelling salesman. We got a vamoose. What's that?
We got a moose.
We got a vamoose. Something
Like a
tells
battle.
me. We got a vamoose, but something tells me there's an untold yarn in these hue threads you've been weaving. Clara's laugh was like the soft chime of a bell, one that might announce dinner in a haunted mansion. You could say that, Johnny. My last partner, a gangster named Tommy Two-Stitch Malone, he, let's say he wasn't big on loyalty.
Ooh.
Go ahead and read the next one, too, because that's pretty.
An ex with a nickname that quippy belong in a Looney Tune, not your past, Johnny winked, trying to keep the mood as buoyant as a balloon in a tornado. Yet he felt the gravity of her confession tying a knot in his guts, the kind that would make a sailor proud.
Well, I don't know about sailors.
About that.
Why would a sailor be getting all proud about getting a knot tied in his guts? That sounds pretty disgusting to me. I mean, what was he doing?
Look, you have a really nice night in Thailand, apparently.
I guess he did. You know, they make this thing called penicillin for that problem.
Been around a while.
Or anywhere else in the New World Order.
Those buy me drinking girls are pretty dexterous.
No, I hear Alex coming.
Anyway, Clara continued with the flippant toss of her hair as if shaking off dust from an old book. He's probably 6 feet under the daisies by now, courtesy of his penchant for trying to defy the Illuminati. I mean, for double-crossing the wrong crooks. She stated pointedly at her trusty scissors. These are good for cutting more than just threads, you know. They're also good for cutting ties to the Chicops. Johnny gulped, imagining the scissors chasing him in a nightmare full of Where They Turn the Frogs Gay, where he was dressed in a fabric suit. Talk about bespoke fears tailor-made for him. Look, doll, I know I should be jittery over hiding killers and the like, but I'm more concerned about the feds than the ghosts of the stitchy kind. Because look, you should be afraid of the feds. You should be afraid of the New World Order. They're coming after you, and you better watch your backs.
That never gets old.
Well, Clara squinted her eyes, half conspiracy and half because she realized the pattern of the escape plan might require more than a couple of zigzag sketches. She could leave the loot, Johnny boy, hightail it out of there and live off the grid. I hear the countryside's nice this time of year, free of Tommy's pals and agent with pesky badges. Johnny's heart did a little drum roll, perhaps rehearsing for the moment when he would have to labor his own revelations. He took a theatrical bow, as if his next words were the showstopper of an off-Broadway play. Your dress shop of colorful secrets or gritty sack of cash. The choice is easier than picking a horse at the races to root stand, Clara. You're the jackpot I'm betting on.
You know what it reminds me of when you do that voice?
Elmer Fudd?
No.
Or
that retarded Gestapo agent that Tim Conway played.
Oh dear.
You're there, the preacher from The Princess Bride.
Oh, yeah.
Cowards.
Yeah. Oh my god. Just
Thank you.
oh.
Jizzy's gone.
Hmm.
He's
And then
gone.
do the next three. I have a story.
Okay. He reached out his hand, every inch the dapper rogue ready to whisk away his damsel from her fabric fortress. and she, well, she was never clever enough to know what the hot couture could sometimes mean dressing for a quick getaway. Clara stood up. Huh?
Oh, that's how you pronounce that.
Hot
Couture?
Hot couture.
Yeah. Hot couture.
Coutures?
Sounded
Yeah.
hot to me. That's all I'm saying.
I thought I was call it something else.
That's something,
Her haughty contours.
It's pronounced hot couture.
Just like say it like a southern boy.
Howdy coder.
Howdy Caters.
Hot cooter. What?
Hot
Claire.
cooter. Come get your hot cooter right here.
Only $5.99. You too can have a hot cooter. Just carry it home with you and use it as you will.
Gosh.
Be careful, it bites.
Like the Dune popcorn bucket.
Oh, God.
So deep.
Watch your fingers.
Clara stood up, leaving behind the safety of her scrap of fabric throne. Together they made for an odd pair, ready to stitch a new future with the threads of chance, giggling their way through plans of a countryside escapade that sounded more like a setup for a sitcom starring a con man and a courtier. The moon, now their singular audience, might have rolled its beam in laughter. Had it, huh?
I said, put your pants back on if the moon's showing. That's why she stood up.
Might have rolled its beams into laughter, had it been blessed with the whimsy of mankind, of humankind. As they plotted the grand departure, somewhere not too far, Agent Harold Thompson sharpened his pencil. Metaphors weren't his style, but catching wise guys, that called for a sharpened point, and he had plenty.
Man, they getting all sexual and stuff. Like kinky kind of sexual. Like weird.
Chapter 10. Finale of Freedom. In the crystalline glow of dawn, as the first rehearsed rays of sunlight pirouetted through Clara's dress shop window, Johnny Swift's eyebrows ascended. In veritable consternation, he and Clara Beaumont the Stitch wizard and sudden accomplice in his escapades, stood amidst the chaotic elegance of her bustling sanctuary of fashion. It was their figurative and quite possibly literal 11th hour. They had concocted a plan so brazen, it might well have been a limerick rather than a strategy. "Dear Clara," Johnny began, his voice trembling with the vibration of a tightrope walker about to indulge in a rather lax interpretation of gravity. "Are we truly about to masquerade as milk delivery folk to avoid the clutches of Agent Thompson and his league of extraordinary persistent officers?"
What the fuck?
Ah, Moose and Squatter.
Aye, Moose and Squirrel.
And the worst part is, I had actually planned to do Russian next.
Sorry.
Go ahead, do it.
Well, it's I've already programmed it in, so you know.
Sexy Kaiser.
Go for it.
Yes.
Voice.
Yes.
You know you've got that.
Yes.
Yes, Johnny.
Clara responded with a smirk that would send seasoned poker players running for the hills.
But not just any milk deliverers. Ones with suave flair, panache, and undoubtedly the best dressed in all the 5 boroughs.
Their gazes collided, hers with a hint of mischief, his with the drawing acceptance that fashion, too, could be a formidable weapon against the arsenal of capitalism. I mean, escapology. Clara had improvised a series of clever disguises, white capes and aprons, crisp as if freshly laundered truce flag, sat tailored to perfection atop crates of brimming milk bottles that were as empty as a pickpocket's conscience. They adorned their disguises, Johnny slipping into the milkman's uniform with the finesse of a man more accustomed to 3-piece suits. Clara, forever the craftswoman, adjusted every seam with an artisan's touch, ensuring they embodied the part with more conviction than the cat convincing itself that it hadn't been startled by a cucumber.
No, cat is gone. Cat go to Siberia.
Cat go to Siberia.
Cat go to Gulag.
Go into Gulag. Yes.
Why are you looking at cucumber? Don't look at the cucumber.
It was capitalist cucumber.
Why is it shaking?
Stay away from cucumber.
The capitalist cucumbers are no match for us.
Okay. I'm getting very hot here, I am. I'm going to have to turn my fire off in a moment. But I'll read this and then I'll go off screen. Is that okay?
That's fine.
You're good. You're good.
You're good.
It's either that or this I have a story. I can't work out which one it is. As they set out with their fake diary. Oh, as they set
Diarrhea.
Cha-cha-cha.
I'll start again. I'll get there eventually, right? Okay. As they set out with their fake dairy ways under the comforting cloak of dawn, the city yawned around them, oblivious to the comedy unfurling upon its streets. They waltzed past the milk-starved masses. Oh, that's not nice. Awarding conspiratorial nods like naughty school children in possession of the answer key to every test life could present. Each step towards the edge of the city was a silent sonnet to freedom. Freedom. Their hearts beat in rhythm.
I was this close to doing it, but I was trying not to.
Just delicious, you know. That's Scottish.
Kind of up and over on the other end.
You got out my freedom!
Just little ways over yonder.
Want to pick a fight?
You want to pick a fight? I'll come at you.
Oh, I don't know. Donald Wizard bruises. That's the only bit of Scottish I can say. I've lost my place. I was happening and just highlight him for me.
Freedom!
Right, their hearts beat in rhythm with the clinking cadence of the empty glass bottles, an overture to liberty. And as they cleared the last checkpoint with a charming salute to a drowsy officer, what have you been on there? Clara and Johnny allowed themselves a celebratory exhale.
The sun, ever the spotlight for life's grand performances. Y'all see me at midnight, honey. Rose higher, casting illuminating praise upon their escape. Agent Thompson's shadow occasionally fell on their trail. You can follow on my trail, honey. Always a few heartbeats too late. Always grasping at, the after, whatever that is. I can't.
He was grasping at something.
After image, whatever. He was grasping at something. I don't think it was an after image. Of a fugitive's defiance and a seamstress's cunning, bitch.
Oh, I thought this is something else. It wasn't cunning.
But our milkman's mustache and his co-conspirators' carefully crafted bonnets were not even the hero's disguises of the tale. No, the true masquerade lay beneath the surface. For under the milky veneer of their pretend professions, their hearts danced to newfound rhythms of trust, collusion, and the whispers of something tender blooming in adversity's shadow. It's called They Were Going to Get It On.
Yes, it was trying to hide it. Be true to yourself.
That's right. That's right, girl. You tell them. The city evaporated around them, the concrete and steel skyline giving way to the open country roads, where ambiguity reigned as king or queen. Had the cunning simply evaporated into the mists of time? Or were they pouring cream in someone's coffee on the corner?
Oh, yes.
Unseen and at case. In the chapter where heartbeats pin the narrative, endings are always better served with a dollop of cream. I mean, intrigue.
Right.
Sorry, I lost my place.
You pour that cream, girlfriend.
Pour some sugar on
Sprinkle it all over.
In the name
of love. As the dawn broke over that horizon, it was painting the sky in hues of apricot and lavender, just like she smelled. Johnny and Clara, well, they emerged from the shadows. Well, you know what they were doing in them there shadows. Their transgressions, they were soaked, but not as much as Clara was. She was squinting into the light of their dubious yet hopeful future. You know why she was squinting? Well, it had to do with that. Yeah, cream pie. Their new identity.
The cream on her face.
A little something in her eyeball.
Oh, I'm sure there was, but the new identities, they were snug. You know why they were so snug? It was because
don't use alcohol to clean that off. Trust me.
Oh, girlfriend, that'll burn.
Tight. It was snug. Tailored suit dresses. Let me tell you. Clara's fingers, they were skilled. Clara, her fingers, they were skilled. They were really skilled. You want to know how skilled they were? Well, she brought things to life. Oh, yeah, that girl brought things to life. Oh, yeah, they were now Cornelius Featherweight III and Arabella Saffron. Oh, the names rolled off their tongues just like two girls in a cup. with a spicy blend of amusement and disbelief. The notorious Johnny Swift and his accomplice, well, they vanished into the ether, leaving only behind whispers and dirty shrouds of mystery, which in turn created almost folkloric. Well, Jesus Christ almighty. If you try to say that 10 times really fast, folkloric mystique around the phantom-like couple, well, yeah, they were just a sashaying right there under his vigilant nose, just shaking their booties and saying, hey, come get some of this. What you gonna do, ho? The gossip columns and newspapers has exhausted their adjectives and superlatives trying to capture the elusive dapper gentleman. Well, he wasn't so dapper. He was just a good-looking fella. And the fashion-savvy mademoiselle who turned the high society on its head. Well, she was doing that because she might have been turning some tricks on the street corner.
Mm-hmm. Tell him, bro.
Roxanne, you don't have
Well, she was going downtown.
Right.
Oh, she was downtown.
You don't have to sell your body today night. Roxanne.
Bob's that vagine.
Where's that vagine?
Cornelius and Arabella, as they were newly christened, found themselves in a cafe charmingly quaint enough to belong in a postcard from Paris. It was called The Whistling Kettle, a name that evoked the innocence of a bygone era, a stark contrast to the adrenaline-fueled adventures they left behind. A chipped teapot, which held the vigor of 100 brews and the secrets of its drinkers, wheezed steam from the corner table where they sat, discussing their next move between sips of Assam. Their banter was light. Huh? Type of tea.
I know that guy.
I've never had it.
I've never had a Assam. I mean, you're saying he's a hot cup of tea?
He's delicious.
No, that's the brother of Omar the tent maker.
Also, this is the hottest cup of tea this side of the Mississippi.
There we go.
No.
You're not going to find a more hot cup of coffee than me.
Their banter was light, tinged with the sort of humor that surfaces when the future is an unwritten joke, and they were the ones dangling the punchline. Johnny, no, Cornelius, rested his hat beside him, while Arabella let her gloved hand rest casually on the table, her fingers tracing the rim of her teacup in a dance of perceptive normalcy.
I knew she had some kink in her. Damn it.
Oh my gosh.
well, look what Cornelius says. What shall we open up? That's what he says.
Sounds like a venereal disease, doesn't it, Cornelius?
It is now.
Cornelius, all right.
Doctor, I got the Cornelius. You got the penicillin for that?
The hell's a Cornelius? Sounds like a corny anus.
My gosh.
The
mental images.
Did he just say carny anus?
He said corny.
Carny
You're
anus.
supposed to play
Okay.
cornhole like that, my boy.
Well, all you got to do is just jump on that there carnival.
That ain't how you play cornhole.
God.
Ew.
Don't throw no beans at it, man.
God. Oh, okay. Shall we open another dress shop, dear Arabella? Inquired Cornelius with a casual air of discussing weather so fine it could only mean imminent rain. You'd bewitch the locals with your exquisite taste, as you've done with me. Arabella chuckled, the sound like the tinkling of a chandelier crystal caught in a mischievous breeze. "And you, my dear Cornelius," she replied with a twinkle in her eye, "could sell monogrammed handkerchiefs for those most hardened of sneezeless aristocrats."
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
I never wanted a cold so bad.
I want a handkerchief
I
now.
need me a handkerchief is what I need.
Oh, we don't call that a handkerchief here in the South, man. We call that something else. But
You
Not
guys,
20 more.
you guys.
I got it all over the handkerchief. I'm sorry, dear.
I got the drip.
Just put it in the toilet and let nobody else see.
Don't use your
Just to see
sock,
that,
honey.
thank you very much.
Especially keep that in your back pocket.
They shared a laugh, sobering only when they caught the keen-eyed gaze of a fellow patron, an elderly woman eyeing them over half-moon spectacles with the kind of scrutiny reserved for puzzle pieces that don't seem to fit. Johnny winked at her with the audacity of a cat that not only got the cream, but bathed in it.
Yeah.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Honey, I pissed the cat off again. You didn't scoot over that far.
Don't worry, the cat will bathe himself.
Oh my gosh. The old lady blushed and returned to her derby pie.
that's what they're calling that now is derby pie.
The derby pie.
Gee.
Flustered and muttering about young love. Y'all,
What?
I can't read.
What show do you think you're on?
Oh no, I forgot.
Finish this out, Kaiser.
Okay. The sun was now fully awake, and the city outside buzzed with the promise of a day ripe for the taking. As Cornelius and Arabelle rose from their seats and left a generous dip behind the saucer, wrapped within a napkin with the words, "Doing no beginning," scribbled in a hand that was neither Johnny's nor Clara's, but belonged solely to the legend that they had together become. They strolled out arm in arm, grinning like Cheshire cats, and blessed with the gift of invisibility. A new chapter in their lives was unfolding, and they were the authors, determined to pen a story drenched in humor, spiced with daring, and woven with threads of a love that had proven itself uncatchable, much like the morning light that danced upon the city's awakening streets. It is like a story from Bollywood.
I now have the taste of curry and loose bowels.
Oh god.
It smells like Bollywood.
Jelly
Welcome to the new Delhi Delhi.
They need the proper freezer for the pudding pops. That's all I got to say.
Oh, Lord have mercy. God, what the hell are we reading? I can't piece my ass together.
Oh my Lord Almighty! Feel the
Dear
temperature
Lord.
rising. You know we've come to that.
It's just a lot of threads
Yeah.
and cream.
A lot of cream.
Cream,
A lot of cream.
Oh, just a little bit like Prince. Just a lot more cream.
Get on top.
It's real easy to lose a storyline in our stories.
Yeah.
Very, very easy.
This group is kind of known for that.
Come on, we're professionals here. Come on.
Yeah, we're professionals.
Professional.
Totally.
Professional.
Good question.
Name that movie.
Might be a professional at something, but well, I don't know if I could talk about that on the interwebs. Just saying. I mean, there's a reason why they make ball gags.
Oh dear God. Oh dear.
So, how much are we regretting our life choices at this point?
I'm doing well.
You are scared.
Oh gosh.
No,
I'm glad I got to come back on.
Welcome to Sunday nights.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I quite enjoyed that.
Well, thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
We quite enjoyed you. That was
that was fun.
It was fun.
Too much. I have a story.
No, it's fun having you. Thank you for being
it's
here.
a lot of fun having you.
Yeah.
It's always nice to have another lady's voice on here, so that way Diva doesn't feel like she's just in the middle of like
a sausage
bad
fest.
porno shoot. Yeah,
Exactly. It's not so awkward when I moan.
No, it's still awkward.
A little awkward.
It's still awkward.
I'm just gonna say it's still
Doesn't bother me, honey.
God.
Oh. So what's our next one going to be about, dear readers?
Oh yeah, we gotta put together a new one.
I came in ball gags and the expert isn't even here.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Oh, let's see.
Well, if Welsh lady wants to come back with us, which
yes,
I'd love to. I enjoyed it.
Fantastic.
Then I would say a fairy tale type.
Well, when I came on to the live video, it was gone midnight. So 1:45 in the morning.
Oh, lovely.
Party animal.
I had a nap earlier.
Well, we're glad you stayed up with us.
But I'm on it to do it.
Yes.
We're glad you did.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are so glad you did.
Mhm.
Well, we have different types of stories that we can do. We've got everything from fiction to we're not doing any children's. That just goes to
No.
Yeah, just no. Wrong.
We got romance. We've got mystery thrillers. We've got science fiction and fantasy and history. Historical? No, I don't know about historical. Horror. Not spelled HORROR.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was confused.
Yeah, you really got to enunciate that second that second syllable there, Shizzy.
It's not whores.
We're not talking about Kaiser on
Sweet stories about whoring.
Yes, I know. I'm sure that there's.
It's not a story about Kaiser and Knoxville. No.
I'm telling you.
Look, hey, $20 is $20, and I needed the money. Red Lobster's not going to serve itself.
That's true. And those Cheddar Bay biscuits are yummy.
Damn right they are.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious.
We got some young adults. We got some westerns, and you can just mix and match how you want to.
Let's see. What have we not done?
We haven't done any cyberpunk.
Okay.
Yeah, we did. We did one that was starring Bobby Maloney. Remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
That was steampunk.
Have you done anything that's like King Arthur and Lady Guinevere kind of knight in the round table kind of feel?
No, but we can do historical. What do you want? Medieval, Renaissance, Victorian,
medieval.
Yeah, like medieval.
Yeah. We need
There
some
you go.
knights.
Yeah.
And
I
shining
actually
armor.
have to put some work into my accents on that one and get some of my European accents up to snuff.
And some jousting.
Well, we will get.
Get them lances swinging around.
Look at her just light up over the jousting.
Pull out those long swords and just go to town.
Oh no, I broke the tip.
Just tip.
I thought that sword was long, but it really wasn't that long. It was
Just
just
put my lance straight into his chest. Almost broke off.
The following has been closed captioned for reality impaired.
It was an
Even I
enigma.
have the same thoughts. Just communicating.
I thought he would have stayed on the horse longer.
Medieval. All right. So medieval. What other thing would you like to put in there? So we got ourselves some medieval. Do you want it to be a romance or do you want it to be historical?
What do you think, Welsh
Get
lady?
us canceled faster.
Well, we could make it a medieval mystery thriller, but that doesn't. I think we've done enough. Of
Yeah, mystery thriller. We've done that.
Medieval. We got horror. I said horror.
No, not whores. Whores.
Not whores.
Medieval
Horror.
romance. Romance leaves more room for double entendres.
That's true.
Well,
Yeah, that is true.
That is our specialty.
Yeah.
We could do we could do a medieval zombie apocalypse.
Nah.
No.
Yeah, I'm not really. Yeah.
Vampire fiction or Lovecraftian horror.
Ooh, there we go.
I never cared for Lovecraft. Sorry, Kaiser.
I was
my
thinking the
favorite.
vampire one sounded funny just because
The
again
vampire?
we do like the vampire one and say that just come on, there's gonna be somebody out there that's gonna try and turn this into something.
There's plenty of
There's gonna be
material
some-
there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Gonna be
there's
some-
plenty of
There's
material.
gonna be some sucking or something like that.
Oh
Is that
my.
what you're
Oh
saying?
my.
Yeah, vampires suck. Yeah, we get it.
Medieval
Suck your blood.
vampire. And anything else you want to add in there? Because we could add in a little bit of let's see.
There needs to be lots of jousting.
Oh, you want to see the jousting? All right, we'll make sure we got lots of jousting. That is
Lots of nice.
The Welsh lady agrees.
lots of jousting.
And big horses.
Sweaty horses.
Sweaty horses.
Sweaty horses.
Sweaty horses.
All that pounding flesh galloping across the straight.
Oh, bloody hell, man.
Mhm.
Flesh.
He rode that horse like a champ.
He's riding his opponent down, and I don't even have anything in my hands.
Oh, so you're saying that we need to bring back the green dragon? All right, green dragon.
Oh, of
Green
course.
dragon.
Green dragon.
Yeah, Yamaha wants to be the dragon, of course.
does.
Right. I'm the
Likes
green
it.
dragon.
Mhm.
That's right. It doesn't matter what else happens in life now. I've reached my apex.
You're
You've
pinnacle.
already
Doesn't
peaked.
matter.
Yes.
right.
Climax.
Oh, isn't this
That's-
nice?
yep.
See, this is what I like, Carrie. Is you did Welsh, my great Welsh.
Yeah.
You did.
That's
You did.
That's my
It was-
real life friend.
She fit in well and then go run screaming into the night.
That's true.
Unlike
Yeah.
everybody else that's been on the show.
That's kind of been our
made.
thing. It's like he's like, oh, hey,
Disney's
this looks like
invites
fun.
usually get a hell
I've
no.
gotta go.
We are an HR nightmare.
Let's see. Well, there's always going to be a magician,
Oh yeah, magician. Yeah.
a magician. So what does the magician hide? Does he hide the salami?
That's not a rabbit in his hat, let me tell you.
He has
That's
a
not
long beard that he can stroke.
Yes.
You want him to stroke his beard?
Yeah,
Strokes his
he has
beard.
to have a long beard that he can stroke,
Stroke.
periodically.
So I've got a
And a
magician.
long
stroke.
vibrating wand.
Oh, and a magician put a trance on him.
Or a staff of thunder.
With a staff of thunder. Okay.
Oh God.
He forcefully struck it into the ground and the earth shook.
If it was
Slam that
Really?
staff.
okay, I have something that I would suggest. But it's
You know, if you're going to stick your staff in the ground, yeah, it's bound to make the ground shake.
Made her weak in the knees.
So he took his staff and pounded the bush, searching for the little dwarves.
Was it
little bastards? You can't get rid of them.
They think they're just going to hide in there.
They weren't dwarves; they were garden gnomes.
And something about Valhalla's trail.
Valhalla's snail trail. What?
What trail?
Snail trail.
That's what I'm thinking
the
of.
trail for his
I,
goat.
I was just reminiscing to that one story where we were climbing Mount Valhalla.
Yes.
Trail. All right. Well,
trail.
All right, we got Valhalla's goat trail in there too.
Valhalla's goats.
So we've got a medieval vampire story with some sweaty horses, green dragons named Yamaha Biker, a magician that strokes his beard with a staff of thunder, and lots of jousting.
Yes.
Sounds fabulous.
Meaty jousting. I'll just put it in there.
Meat jousting.
Meat jousting.
Wow.
There was lots of thrusting on that battlefield, and nobody
The only
was
thing
winning.
sweatier than the horse is me.
And you're both getting rid of hair.
Oh,
And I
dear.
tenderize your meat.
Oh, dear.
Well, I guess there's more than one way to skin that cow.
No.
Yeah. All right. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna finish this out so our lovely guests can go and get a little bit of rest, because man, it's going to be a lovely week this next week. We've got all kinds of good stuff coming up. Not only do we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yeah, basically all next week we'll be doing something. Somebody somewhere will be doing something. All you got to do is just hit that like and subscribe. And if you subscribe, I guarantee you somebody is going to come popping up in your rhythm there. More than likely Dictionary Diva and Volstorm, because they've got some really, really good stories to tell you. Oh, yeah.
I told you that in confidence, Shizzy.
With that, peace, y'all. Anything else you guys want to say to anybody?
Hi, guys.
No. Peace.
Just
Not at all. Thank you.
Bye.
I love a buttered biscuit.
Well, you're handling that mic pretty well.
Yeah.